Okay, in this video, I'm going to be breaking down my simple trading strategy and my simple daily trading process. I'm also going to be breaking that down in depth, why I have a morning routine, why it's important to have one, my pre-market prep, plan, checklist, whatever you want to call it. I'll be showing that in depth. And then my 2 hour trader method. You are going to love this. Super simple, super repeatable. And then my post trade analysis with all of my questions. And I'll show you my trade from this Friday as well. Now, it's super important to have a daily process in trading. Okay. And I'm going to be getting into that right now. Now, why having a morning routine is important. It's super important to start the day in control of your mind and your body. And this also will exercise routine and discipline. You should have some type of routine and discipline in your life, not just in your morning, but throughout your whole entire day. And this starts the night before for me. So the night before, I'm planning my following day. I know exactly what I have to do as soon as I wake up and throughout the day so that I don't have to waste time thinking about it. Because so many times in the past, what I would do is I would wake up and then I don't know what I have to do. I don't know what I have to work on. And then I just start spending time thinking and then I pick up my phone. This thing can be our greatest downfall, but we can also use it as a tool to help us. So when you plan your following day the night before, you waste no time thinking. This also primes you for the market. Once again, you're getting your mind and your body ready to trade. Why is that important? Because if one day you're looking to actually turn this into a career or for trading to be your only thing, well, then you can't just wake up and go straight into markets and then expect to make thousands or hundreds of thousands of dollars before you even got yourself ready to do that. Like trading is one of the most taxing things on your mind. You better be prepping before you start day trading. And your personal life and life overall 100% bleeds into your trading. I'll get more into that later on. But this is my morning routine on a daily basis. Now, I have a dashboard, and this template just kind of pops up every day. I fill this out the night before. My wake up time is usually at 7 a.m. I wake up about 2.5 hours before market open. Talk about that more. But I wake up, first thing I do is I say good morning and I pray. Why do I start the days off with this? Because it's starting your days off with gratitude. You're being grateful for waking up. And most people, they just take a lot for granted. So if you can wake up and start your day with gratitude and just try to ensure that you're not taking things for granted in general. You want to be grateful for everything, even something as little as waking up. It'll increase your chances of being grateful for everything else that happens throughout the day. I start off right after praying with oil pulling. If you don't know what that is, it's swishing extra virgin coconut oil in your mouth to get rid of the bacteria that's built up overnight. I weigh myself. I brush my teeth right after. I hydrate 25 ounces of water with electrolytes. I jump straight into skincare, wash my face, moisturizer, stretch real quick, 5 to 10 minutes. And I hit push ups to get my blood going, get me ready for the day. About 3 to 4 sets of max set of push ups. Try to hit 100 there total. And then I have my L-theanine and coffee. If you've never had this stack before, this is amazing for focus. And there are absolutely no downsides to L-theanine at all. You can take it every single day over a long period of time. Do your own research before you do, but my concentration and my focus has been on a whole other level with that stack. Now, it's really important to hydrate before you get coffee into you because coffee will dehydrate you. And then after that, one of the most important things is to meditate. This goes with your mind and body. You want to take control of your mind before you do anything during the day, even before you day trade, especially before you day trade. Now, I usually meditate at least for 5 minutes in the mornings and at night. You are going to see such an increase in your focus, in your concentration, and it will prove beneficial over time. I promise you. Now, another thing that goes along with this whole morning routine process is no phone. I cannot stress this enough. The first thing you do when you wake up, do not go for your phone. I leave my phone across the room. So as soon as I wake up, I hear my alarm. I silence that alarm and then I leave my phone. I leave my phone where it is, and then I'm jumping straight into this morning routine. Once again, this is why it's so important to know what you have to do your following day, because then I don't spend time thinking. I don't spend time grabbing my phone and then I'm thinking about it and I start scrolling. I made this mistake so many times in the past. I would wake up, my alarm goes off, I silence it, I look at my phone, I look at the notifications, and then I'm stuck scrolling for 30 minutes, for 1 hour, then look at the time like, oh man, I just wasted all this time. Why'd I do that? So that's why this whole process is so important. You're, you, you start your day the night before. You get ready. Just take 5, 10, or 15 minutes just planning your following day and how you want it to go. You have your morning routine, you're getting ready for the market, you trade, you go work out, you know what you're going to eat, when you're going to eat, and you know what you're going to do for the rest of the day. Just plan it out. Just try playing it out for a week. I promise you, you're going to start seeing a difference. Now, after that, later on, now this takes place usually about, at least for me, 45 minutes before market open. So this is around 8:45 a.m. Eastern time. This is my pre-market prep, checklist, plan, whatever you want to call it. Now, I do this inside of TradeZella. I have been using TradeZella for the longest time. It's the best journaling software there is. Try it out. The lowest tier is like $30 a month. It's completely worth it. This is a template that I have. This is my pre-market checklist. This is a template. So once I start my day, I could just paste this inside. This is just auto generated every single day. I don't have to waste time typing this out or anything. And then I go through this whole checklist. Am I well rested? Am I working out consistently? How's my mindset? Yes, I got my 8 hours. Yes, I'm working out every day or every other day. My mindset's positive. Did I meditate before market open? Once again, it's important. So I have to check myself to see if I did it. Do I know how a 1% trader thinks and acts? I have a whole list of quotes and reminders to myself of what a 1% trader is, and I try to remind myself of that on a daily basis. How is my overall quality in all areas of life? Problems in life can bleed into trading, good, bad, and why. I've really realized that problems in life can bleed into your trading because if something goes wrong in your life or if you're dealing with something, that can show up in your trading 100%. And it shows up in forms of FOMO, revenge trading, greed, etc. All those beginner mistakes that everybody makes, which I made for the longest time. And I just have a little reminder, without a plan, you are gambling. Without a plan, you're 100% gambling. I have to remind myself every single day because that was the old me, the old beginner trader self would just wake up 5 minutes before market open, jump in, and then try to trade. And then I would wonder why I would lose money and I was inconsistent and I was unprofitable. It was, now it's so clear to me, right? Hindsight's always 2020. And then starting my market prep. Any news today? I use Forex Factory for my news. I like to stay up to date on my news, and it's important for everybody to stay up to date because when you're trading, news will come out either pre-market or 9:45, 10 a.m. are popular times, and you should know. if news is going to be dropping. Because if you get into a trade before that and then you get wicked out and you didn't know that there was news, well, there's your answer. It's really important to go over the news for the day and to be aware of that timing. Do I want to take a trade before the news comes? Do I want to wait for after the news? Do I want to see what happens when the news comes out? So that's important as well. Next thing, current market structure. Now, this is on a shorter time frame. Are we bullish or bearish? Are we uptrending, downtrending? And then overall market structure. Overall market structure is usually almost always going to be bullish. I mean, the market's usually just always trending bullish on the daily, unless we're going through some type of downtrend, there's a recession, there's big news. So that's that. Next, I start getting into my trade plan. I have to identify my key levels. That's my pre-market high and low and my previous day high and low. I will get into that later and I'm going to show you that later. Now, when I look for targets on the chart of where I'm looking to take profit, I always look left and it's always on a higher time frame. I realize that price is like a magnet to levels that it's touched multiple times in the past. And then I like to mark out any valid trend lines, channels, patterns to validate my bias or thesis. Also, is AMD in play? If you don't know what that is, it's an ICT strategy. I don't like ICT really, but if you watched my video 2 videos ago, I talk about that in depth and what that is and why I look for it. Huge RR there. And then what are my 1 to 2 main setups that I'm looking for? What is my main bias thesis? And then it's just some more reminder to myself. Watch how price behaves around the key level, make sure I'm patient. What's the best possible entry I can get? What am I looking for? Why am I taking this trade? Did I wait for confirmation to enter? Don't get hasty because of FOMO, big mistake I used to get, right? The market's running and I would just take a trade. Just because the market's moving doesn't mean you have to trade. Like just because it pushes really strong up or really strong down, if it's not part of your strategy and you're taking a trade, that's FOMO right there. Where's my stop loss? Do I want it below above the range? Know this before entering. Where's my take profit targets? Important. Let your position play out. If you know where your target is, then just have patience for some type of trend or pattern to form, right? You get in, you have your stop loss protects you, and then you just watch the trade, see what happens. Is it going your way? Is it not? You want to get out? But first, wait to see if there's an actual trend or pattern. And then be wary if we are choppy. So our key levels being respected. If key levels are just being like shot through up and down, there's no reason to force a trade. And then I have do not trade in the gambling zone. The gambling zone is just a little term I made. It's my own little thing where if we're in between key levels, I don't want to trade that because it's just that's not part of my plan, right? That's not what I'm looking for. And trading inside the gambling zone is just a surefire way to force trades, and it never turns out well. So another part of my pre-market plan prep, this was from Friday. I usually post this around 9:15 a.m., so not too close to market open, not too far away. I feel like 9:15 is that sweet area, and we were in a good area here as well. As you can see, like I said, pre-market low, pre-market high, previous day high, previous day low was way below here, so that wasn't included in the screenshot, but it is down there, I promise you. And then I just post this inside of my Discord as well. So pre-market plan for December 19th. That was Friday. Market bias. I am bullish, looking to go long. My main setups. I know I said 1 to 2 main setups, and there's 4 here, but I'm going to explain this later on. So I'm looking for break and retest of pre-market low to go short. So if we were to open and we would have pushed down, I was looking for the retest to take it lower. That was number one. Number two, looking for break and retest pre-market high and previous day high. So if we were to open, maybe we would break and retest here, or we were to open and then we would have pushed higher, retested here, and then take it higher. That was number two. Number three, looking for possible reversal off of pre-market low to go long. So if we were to come down here, maybe we would have a nice retest. So we would have a bullish candle, maybe a hammer candle or something going on here. I would look to take it long. We had a lot of room going up. And then obviously marking out the 15-minute opening range. That I don't always use, but it's a good thing to mark out to use for a target. So that's part of my whole pre-market plan. And once again, I'll come back to this later. I know that seems like a lot that I'm looking for, but you'll see. Now, the moment you've all been waiting for, the 2-hour trader method. I really want to dive into this because this is like the bread and butter, the cream of the crop, the creme de la creme. This is like my 2-hour trader method. This is my daily process, my framework that I follow that has helped me finally become profitable and consistent over the past 6 months. I've struggled for 5+ years. So if you want, you can use this as well. So I only trade 9:30 a.m. to 11:30 a.m., hence the 2 hours. That's 10 hours a week. I only focus on one strategy or try to focus on one strategy. I have more than one strategy now, but if you can focus on one strategy, it's the best thing. Like, what is your edge? What is your one strategy? Break and retest is my favorite. I'm going to show you an example in a little bit of that. It's one of the most simplest strategies. And why do we have one strategy? Why do we have an edge in the market? Because this increases our chances of being profitable. Like, it's one things that we should be looking out for, because if you have an edge, if you're looking for one strategy and you're taking only that strategy, over time, you can have a winning percentage of less than 50% and still be profitable. And that goes along with it's 100% okay with not trading every single day. You don't have to trade every single day. If you're looking for one strategy, then it's okay not to trade every day, because that one strategy is probably not going to show up every single day. And when you don't trade every single day and you have that one strategy and it doesn't show up and you don't take a trade, you're also protecting your trading account. You're protecting whatever money you've made, and you're protecting your trading account in general. You're trying to minimize those losses, and you're trying to not take a loss if you don't have to. So it's 2 to 3 trades per day maximum. Maximum 2 to 3 trades per day. And once you're done, close out the charts. I promise you, it's one of the best things you can do. Close out the charts, go about your day. You plan the rest of your day, go and do whatever you have to do. Work out, spend time with whoever, work, whatever it is. A mistake I used to make was leaving the charts open. And when you leave the charts open, you are going to be tempted to trade again, because you're looking at the chart. Maybe your strategy starts to pop up. You take another trade. You're like, oh man, I forced it. So 2 to 3 trades per day max. Once you're done, close the charts out, stop looking. I promise you, it's going to be a big, big, big catalyst as well. And all of this is like focusing on quality over quantity. If you're focusing on the quality of trades, your edge, well, then you don't have to take 20, 30, 100 trades per day. I used to take so many trades per day, trading so many different strategies, focus on one strategy and focus on the quality of that strategy popping up on a daily basis, even if it pops up once per day. And that also goes along with this 2-hour trading window. I realized after these 2 hours after market open, the volume starts to die out and strategies don't really have a higher winning percentage after this, right? It's like people are going to lunch or they're done with the day. This is the best time to trade if you are a day trader. It's the best time to look for moves. It's when news comes out. It's when there's actual volume. Now, I used to trade 8 to 12 hours per day, pre-market, market hours, after hours, and that's just too much trading. Trading is one of the most taxing things on your mind. And if you're trading 10 hours per day, by the time Wednesday, Thursday, Friday comes, your mind's absolutely fried. Now, next is detach from outcomes. This is super, super, super important. When you detach from the outcome, from the result, from the money, from the need, from the want, your trading starts to change because as a beginner, we see all these other people making the money and whatnot, and we want it now too, right? We need the 10K per month now. We need or want to be profitable now. We need or want to win. But you cannot control things that are out of your control. Like you can't control the market. You can't control what the market's going to do. It's impossible. And yes, there's people in the background that might be moving the market with millions of dollars, but that's not something you have to worry about either because once again, you cannot control that. What you can control is yourself. You can control if you take a trade. You can control if you have a stop loss. You can control your risk management. So detach from the outcomes, detach from needing and wanting the trade to work out exactly the way you want it to, because that's impossible. Let go of trying to control the market, trying to control the trade. Let go of needing the money and the result now and start focusing on the process over the result. Because if you focus on the process, if you have a daily process that you follow, well, then the result and the money, that's going to come as a byproduct of just focusing on your process, focusing on the trading. Like it's such a simple, subtle shift, but I promise you, you're too attached to what you want the market to do. But once again, that's something you can't control. You can control yourself and your process. And when you start doing this, you also shift what losses are to you and what failure is like. Just use your losses as feedback. Like failure is not final. Failure is feedback. It's just like life, right? We lose or we suffer or we go through pain. As long as you can learn from that, you improve and you get better. So try to detach from the outcomes and start focusing on the process. I'm going to get into that a little bit more later when I show you my journaling. And all of this is to live to trade another day. We want to protect our accounts. We want to live to trade the following day. We don't want to keep blowing up accounts, blowing up our prop firms, losing our real money. I've had a huge, huge loss before, and that does terrible damage to your mind, to your day-to-day life. And you want to ensure peace of mind, right? Like this, all of this ensures peace of mind. You trade 2 hours per day. You only trade one strategy. Once you're done, you close the charts, even if you trade, and then you go about the rest of your day. One of the worst feelings is leaning into FOMO and fear and greed and taking trades that weren't part of your plan. And then later on, it just ruins your whole entire day, right? Or you take one loss and then you're just stuck wondering, oh, why did I lose? I shouldn't have. Losses are part of the game, okay? Just you have to drill it into your head. But as long as you're learning from them, it's not a loss anymore. It's just a learning lesson. It's just a lesson. So you come back to the following day with that information from the loss. So it's not really a loss. You're just getting better. And the last point here, trading is a vehicle freedom. This is one of the biggest points I want to emphasize here. This is the backbone behind my 2 hour trader method. It's to trade 2 hours per day so that it's only 10 hours per week, so that we don't have to work a job, which is 40 hours a week and listening to a boss and only having 2 weeks vacation. I'm trying to use trading as a vehicle for complete freedom. You trade these 2 hours, and then once you're done, you can go about your day and do whatever else you want or whatever else you like and spend time with friends, family, loved ones. Like there's no point in staring at the screens for 12 hours per day if that's not going to give you the freedom that you want. And that's the whole idea behind this 2 hour trader method. And it's finally working out, right? Finally consistent, finally profitable over the past 5, 6 months. Very important to prove to yourself that you can be consistent and that you can be profitable. So that's everything behind my 2 hour trader method. Try this out. Let me know how it goes. Try it out for a month, 2, 3, and watch your trading transform. Now to get into my journaling and post trade analysis. So this is once again from Friday. This is the same thing that was part of this plan. And I'm going to tie back into that in a second. So as you can see here, market opened 9:30 and we had the push up, the retest, and win. This is the most simple and repeatable strategy here. It is just, it's so easy. Now, it's exactly what I wanted, right? We pushed straight through pre-market high and previous day high. Strong breakout through both pre-market high plus previous day high. We look back here, break and retest of pre-market high and previous day high to go long. We got that. And then we had a strong retest. I mean, look at this green candle right here. If this is not confirmation to go long, then I don't know what is. It literally goes through previous day high, and then we have a bullish engulfing candle, almost bullish engulfing. I mean, I got in here 25440. My stop was right below previous day high. If we were to come back down here, I mean, I'd be completely fine with getting stopped out. I was looking for this to break that high of day that formed here. It wasn't looking too good. We did get this nice hammer candle here. I was still in. And then we just absolutely 3 minutes, 70 points, almost a 3R win. I was risking 25 points, got to 70 points. That's like $840 because it's 3 prop firm accounts. I went in with 2 micros. I mean, super simple, right? And then after that, so let me actually quickly jump into here. So we did go long, right? Once we went long there and pushed above those levels, I can get rid of this and I could get rid of this. Now I have only 2 things I'm really looking for. And this happened right from the jump. I was in, I was out. 3 minutes, I'm done for the day. That was even before news came out. I'm done before 10 a.m. I have the whole rest of the day to do whatever I want. Spend time, friends, family, part-time job, whatever it is. So that's the power of just having like a repeatable strategy. And if this didn't pop up, I mean, if this had to like work a little bit more, that's completely fine too. This target here, I had this set during pre-market. Once again, I said to look left. This was a strong region on the market, so I was looking exactly for this. Yes, I could have took more profits, but hey, almost a 3R win within 3 minutes before 10 a.m. I'll take that any day of the week. And then after I'm done with that, I always have my post trade analysis. This is once again another template inside of TradeZella. And that's why I love TradeZella. So in TradeZella, it's my pre-market checklist. I then have my screenshot from my trade. If it's a win or loss, I screenshot it. And then I have my post-trade analysis, review, questions, whatever you want to call it, once again. Now, these are ever changing. I always like to edit them and also with my pre-market checklist, but you can use these too. Use them, start going over your trades. And why is this important? This has been another big catalyst for how I became consistent and profitable because going over your trades, you're seeing what you did right and what you did wrong and where you can improve. So a losing day isn't a losing day anymore. It's more of a learning day. if you go through these, you can then look at the whole entire week, what trades you took, what you did right and wrong. And then the following week, you go in with new information. Because if you're not journaling, you're going to keep making the same mistake over and over again and then wondering why. Why do I keep doing this? But if you journal, it's bringing to your awareness what the same mistake is that you're making so that you can remind yourself of what not to do and remind yourself of what to do if you did something right. So it's just constant improving when you follow this whole process here. Like when you have a daily process to follow, I promise this is when your trading completely starts to change. Because once again, this is a vehicle for freedom. And it's just like life. Once again, you see what you did right or wrong throughout the day, and you see where you can improve. So I hope you found some value in this video. Try this whole method out, use this for yourself, and watch how your trading starts to change. If you have any questions, if you want to leave any comments down below, I'll also have my Instagram linked in the description. You can follow me there. You can message me there if you have any questions. I'm on Instagram almost every day. I'm also posting on Instagram trading content, lifestyle content, and that's about it for today. I'll see you guys next time.